Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to post-lunch session, day 2 of Anweshanam 3.0. I, Ritika Singh, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management.
And I, Abhishek Chaudhary, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, will be your master of ceremony for today. It is indeed an honor to have Mr. Manu Kumar Sir, Head of Marketing and Corporate Communication, Electric, here as a true leader and a visionary.
May I request Dr. Sanjeet Kumar Das, Sir, Director BITM, to felicitate our guest of honor.
Thank you, sir. May I now request our student manager, Mr. Vaibhav Bansode, to introduce our guest.
Thank you, Abhishek. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, respected faculty members, and my fellow student managers. I, Vaibhav Bansode, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, Sri Balaji University. It is an immense honor and privilege for me to introduce a visionary leader and a true luminary in the field of marketing, Mr. Manu Kumar, Head of Marketing and Corporate Communication, Hero Electric Vehicles. With a staggering 25 years of diverse experience in integrated marketing, Sir stands as a beacon of excellence in the field of marketing communication, brand management, digital media, public relation, and e-commerce. His journey in the corporate world is nothing short of exemplary. Sir's career has seen him transform iconic brands across sectors from IT and telecom, oil and gas, FMCG, BFSI, and even entertainment. Truly a testament to his vast expertise and innovative approach. As a passionate entrepreneur, he has also pioneered an e-commerce venture focused on lifestyle gifting. He has mentored and consulted startups and SMEs, guiding them in brand strategy, marketing communication, and digital marketing. He has also led brand communications for Bharti Airtel Limited and brand manager for lubricants at Chevron Texaco. His legacy of success continues with his work in some of the world's most renowned organizations and campaigns, having collaborated with illustrious brands such as Coca-Cola, Shell, Motorola, MTV, Intel, Microsoft, to name a few. He has masterminded and executed comprehensive 360-degree marketing programs. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are truly in the presence of a marketing icon. His unwavering dedication, passion, and innovative thinking have redefined the landscape of marketing in India and beyond. Please join me in giving a resounding round of applause to our esteemed guest, Mr. Manu Kumar. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me clearly? Okay. So thank you so much for being here and inviting me to this excellent university. This is my second time, so I'm very happy to be back again. Uh, so, when professor invited me, I asked him that what should I be talking of, and he gave me certain guidelines that I should be speaking about this. So I've prepared some notes. So please pardon me if I probably consult my notes as well. Uh, so thank you once again, Professor, for inviting me. So ladies and gentlemen, members of the faculty, and dear students, and future marketing or future leaders of the industry, I am honored to be present here. And as I said, this is my second year, uh, you know, of being invited to this institute to talk to you. And I hope after this half an hour, 40 minutes, I have been able to, give out some insights uh, on both marketing, brand, and also in terms of, what to expect when you actually go out of college or university and start working in the corporate life. Let me tell you, it is going to be very, very different. I don't want to, scare you, but I want to give you a reality check and tell you that what do you need to do apart from doing your academics. Because only taking a degree is not going to be helpful. Yes, it will give you that base. But to build on that base is how you actually, uh, you know, learn softer skills, learn life skills, etc. Because those are very, very important when you go out and start working in the various industries, or whether you actually start your own ventures. Because uh, a lot of you must be thinking of, probably saying that, listen, I don't want to work, but I want to go and do something on my own, actually employ more people, etc. Uh, so, I have not really structured my talk. So, as I said that, my talk is going to cover a lot about marketing, branding, corporate communications. It will also cover as I said, what do you expect when you go out into the various industries to take a job or to probably, do something on your own. It will also, talk about what to expect, what is new which is happening in the industry. Also, what to expect when you look at a career as a whole, there are certain softer skills which probably, some people have them inherently and some people have to develop and learn them, okay? So I think what are those according to me, so I will probably like to talk about that as well. So, let me start with marketing, branding, and communications, because that one is my forte, and I believe many of you are also majoring in marketing, etc. However, when we talk of brand, it is not only the brands which you see in terms of various companies which have their brands, but each one of you also will have to build your own personal brands. So a lot of it, what you are taught in marketing, also has to do with yourself as well. Today, people say networking is your net worth, or a network is your net worth, So what is network? You have to build your own brand as well. People talk about themselves on LinkedIn, etc. What they're doing, what kind of work they do, any special skills which they have. So when I'm saying people who are not from the marketing field will still have to work on your personal brand if you want to succeed in life, if you want to build a network over a period of your working life, etc. So what is happening is so what I'll do is I will not talk about what's happening in marketing. I think a lot of you know. I will probably cover that later. I will first talk about the challenges, what are the key challenges which you're facing in the current environment in terms of marketing, brand, etc. So one of the things which is happening is that there is too much of digital noise. Okay, everywhere you see there is a new digital channel which is coming up, and there is a, hurry for all brand marketers to make sure that their brand is also present in that channel. So you must have heard the term FOMO. Okay, how many people have heard FOMO? So fear of missing out, when as a marketer, suddenly you say, oh, there is a new channel and we are not present there. So, suddenly everybody, like Threads came in, that was one of the latest channels, maybe about a year and a half back. So every brand rushed to, join Threads, but it is not doing as well as probably some of the other channels are doing. So people just went in, were there for 2-3 days, 1 week, 5 weeks, and then, slowly tapered off. So, because there's so much digital noise. Everywhere you go, every time what you're consuming is. So today, what has become your most favorite companion is your phone. you're always on your phone. And for brands, that is very different because see, the customer is omnipresent. Okay, you do not know what time your consumer is actually consuming the media. A lot of people today, if you look at the habits, the sleeping habits is, especially for the younger generation, is, you're up till 12, 1 o'clock. Because that is the time when people are consuming media. So if a brand is not present during that time with their ads, with their communication, etc., you are missing out. So consumer is omnipresence. There are omni-channel and omnipresent. So omni-channel means that they are present in all the channels. They are on the road also, so you have to work on outdoor hoardings also. They read newspapers, you need to be present, in print ads also. Obviously, they're present on digital. Digital itself has so many channels, hundreds of channels. They're present there. If you look at radio, television, cinema, influencer marketing is so big, So omni-channel becomes, so vast that the marketer of today has to be present everywhere. Also, if you look at it, there are certain cohorts who work at different times. There is a younger cohort who bloody starts working only late at night. They start consuming media at that time. So if you're targeting that cohort, you as a brand have to be present. Earlier it used to be 6 baje chutti ho gayi. Abhi 6 baje chutti nahi hoti. It's a 24/7 kind of work you're doing. So, companies are using technologies to, compensate for people not working late at night, or you have double shifts happening. There are people who are working at night. Consumers earlier used to complain by writing to a post bag number earlier. If some of you are familiar at post bag number, now there is no post bag number. So they will go and complain on your social channel. They will write on Instagram, they'll write on X, and the entire world gets to see it. So you have to be present there to answer to their complaints, etc. So there is so much digital noise which you need to work on. There is also a lot of consumer fatigue. So what is happening is that consumer is gone crazy. See, you know about remarketing. Okay, if you go to a website, the website's products will start following you. Whether you go on Instagram, you'll see the ad. You go on Facebook, you'll see it. You will get the same ad via an email, on your Gmail account, etc. So there is a consumer fatigue. They say that, listen, I went there and just to see a products, etc. Now you're on a daily basis, you're following me. Companies are spending millions of dollars actually doing that. So there is a lot of consumer fatigue, which leads to, brands not being loved. Ultimate effort of any brand marketer is to get brand love. Okay, that is what we call that, that's the highest that, consumer says, wow. It's like Apple. You must have seen the rush for Apple 16. People are waiting for 21 hours to get a phone. Okay, just standing outside the showroom, sleeping on the road and saying, why? Because I want a 150,000 rupee or 175,000 rupee iPhone 16 to be the first one. उससे उसकी जिंदगी में कोई ऐसा बदलाव नहीं आ गया कि उसने 1.5 लाख रुपए का फर्स्ट फोन जाके ले लिया. मतलब नो बिग डील, आप सेकेंड डे भी ले लेते तब भी चल जाता. बट दैट इज ब्रांड लव. ओके, nobody is asking कि वो 175 का है या 2 lakh का है. I want that phone and I want that phone. So that is brand love. So they've reached that level of, with their brand, where people are not bothered about what features are there, what is the cost. It doesn't matter to them. They just want to be the first ones to have that phone. So that is brand love. So I think, that is the kind of levels you want to reach, any brand wants to reach, but consumer also gets fatigued, because they see the ad everywhere. So I think one of the problems which marketers are facing, or you will also face when you actually become brand marketers, or you're also marketing yourself at one point of time, that you need to taper down to the point where, consumer does not feel that, listen, har jagah pe they show the ad and I do not like it. Second is, you do not control, you can control the content which you put out. But वो content को दिखाने का जिम्मा जो है channels के ऊपर, so the algorithm It is all about the algorithms of the various platforms. You know, when Facebook had started, almost 60 to 70% of your posts were organic. तो आपने एक post डाला, 60% of the people in your network used to get to see the post. Today it's zero. Okay, why? Because they monetize their network. They put the algorithm to the point where they want more and more people to do boost posts, spend money to actually promote their posts. More so with the brands. आप individually भी करते हो, but more so with the brands. Because they want the brand money to be spending the brand money, because they build up billions of people are on their this thing. You can do a lot of cuts on the cohorts, etc. So वो पैसा बनाने के लिए they do that. So it's all about the algorithm. If you are able to cheat the algorithm, you will see some of the reels on Instagram get millions of likes. You can, and वो कोई reel बहुत अच्छी नहीं होती है कि बहुत ही exciting reel है, because it's just that they catch the algorithm right. You know, किस तरह की reel होनी चाहिए, किस तरह का text होना चाहिए, कब post करनी चाहिए, all of that. So people who've done that, and there are genuinely good people who are doing some great work, who you call them influencer or content creators, and they're making a lot of money as well from doing that. So algorithms जो हैं वो आपके platforms के ऊपर depend करती हैं. That is what they control, how they want to control. So if you are able to break that algorithm thing, your post will get great likes. And the reason I'm saying is when you become brand marketers, आपके ऊपर pressure रहेगा that, you know, आप अगर brand के बारे में कुछ post करते हो तो how to make sure that it reaches larger audiences. So I think algorithm a very important role to play. What time, what kind of content. In fact, you know, I was in a event recently. Somebody told me, chap from Meta, जो Facebook जो पहले था, that reels अब पहले 30 सेकंड की हुई, 50 सेकंड की हुई, 10 सेकंड. Now they are saying the best reels. They've done a survey across the world. Reels should not be more than 6 seconds. So people are shifting after 5 to 6 seconds to a different thing. So आपका जो attention span है consumer का is coming down. आप क्या करते हो सारा दिन, and it's true for everyone, आप केवल swipe करते हो ऐसे ऐसे करके. It is so, if you cannot hold a consumer's attention on your product or on your brand in the first 3 seconds, you're out. आपको नहीं दिखेगा और आप लाखों रुपए, you'll spend millions of dollars on that. So, you know, you have to have such great creative to reach the audience in the first 3 seconds. 3 seconds, okay? So that is how things are changing, and that you have to keep in mind. So you have to learn now, okay? It is just not that you see, you have to be updated. So I'm saying that upskilling, what I want to come is that upskilling to these knowledge levels is extremely important. You cannot only read your textbooks. You have to go out and see what is happening in the practical application of the processes which you're learning. Processes are important, but practicality is even more important. So I think you need to, you know, look at those things on almost a daily basis, okay? Third is very important, data-driven decision making. So what is happening is that you have so much data which you are collecting. And on digital, one of the best things is that you can collect a lot of data. But how do you use that data? So there are some, I'm sure, students who are doing data analytics also here, and part of digital marketing, data analytics. So I think that role is a very important role today, because all the decisions which brand marketers, CMOs make is now being done based on the data which is there, and somebody to read the data. It is very important because data तो आप collect कर लेते हैं, but उस data का आप कर क्या रहे हैं? That is very important. So data analytics becomes extremely important. Your all decision making, whether it's marketing or any management decision making, is on data analytics today. So that's why companies are using Salesforce and various other things, which gives you great dashboards on a daily basis. कहाँ sale हो रहा है, कौन सा sale हो रहा है, which product is selling, which color is selling, you know. So उसी हिसाब से you tailor make your production, etc. So it is all linked. So data analytics is one of the most important this thing. But while working on data, today there is a lot of issues on data privacy or consumer privacy. That is going to hit you very hard. Half of the things like cookies are going away, you know. So you'll not be able to capture all the data. So you'll have to work on first party data, okay? Collect the data directly from the consumer, not scrape it through like we used to do earlier. So that is extremely important because you get into whether marketing or you get into finance or you are into IT or any other field, data is going to be a big troublesome area because there are so many laws which are coming. India is also looking at a DPDP law, data protection law, etc. So please read those things because that is not there in your textbook because nobody knew that this will come. But please read that through. That is extremely important because the next interview which you give, whether it's for pre-placement, post-placement, after 1 year, that is what the companies are going to ask you. That is what I was coming to. अगर आपको नहीं पता होगा, they will say that, we don't want people who are just academically qualified, but they don't have any common sense. So please develop that common sense on a daily basis and understand these are the things which are going to impact your interviews or your interaction with the companies which come in to talk to you. Another thing which is coming true for any brand marketer is authenticity and trust. So what is happening is that the younger generation is extremely aligned and they understand their rights and they do not like companies who do not tell the truth, who are not transparent. They are trying to make a fool of consumers. They do not like that. There are various studies that the younger generation of today, if somebody says that I am a sustainable company, then they would like to genuinely understand whether how you are sustainable. Or if somebody says I'm a green company or I'm an organic product. So you must have heard these terms like greenwashing, okay? Anybody can tell me what greenwashing is? Anybody, please just stand up and just say what greenwashing is. One person, anyone? Anybody knows what greenwashing is? Nobody knows? Okay, so greenwashing is essentially, when companies say we are sustainable, we are green. So they are just ऊपर जिसको बोलते हैं ना, आप white wash जैसे बोलते हैं, एक कुछ खराब होता है उसमें white wash करते हो, so the word has come from there. So you just gloss over it, कि we are green because of 1, 2, 3 things. But genuinely, are you using that in your product to call yourself green? So that's called greenwashing, So I think now consumers are becoming more, aware that genuinely is the company actually green. If they say my product is organic, okay, what does organic means? It's a very nice, fancy word to write, we are an organic product. But organic product nahi hota hai, the soil is organic where it is grown, and it takes a lot of time to make the soil organic. It takes years and years before you actually grow any produce or product there, which actually then becomes organic. So I'm saying that these are tactics which now companies cannot. So you have to be transparent and trustworthy for consumers to actually. So that is the role of a marketer, how to probably talk about it, how to communicate it with the your consumers, etc. Another thing is purpose-driven. So everybody wants that there has to be a purpose. A lot of people now look for jobs not only because of money or the name of the company, but they want to understand that the kind of work I'm doing, what is the purpose of doing that work, okay? The company I'm working in, what is the purpose? Is it only to make money? Or, there is a larger purpose. If, for example, if I say that I'm with Hero Electric, then I can say that we are a sustainable mobility company working on electric, saving the world, pollution, etc., etc. Similarly, there are other companies who might say that we are, making people's life easier. For example, Q-commerce today. Q-commerce has completely changed many lives for companies as well as for consumers. Today, I get up at 5:30 in the morning and order a bread because I want absolutely fresh bread. I don't want to order the bread. पहले होता है कि रात को मंगा लो, सुबह बच्चों को स्कूल जाना है और you want to eat bread for a breakfast and all. At 5:30, you 10 minutes in Delhi, you have your bread. Anything, one piece, they will deliver. Anything. Today, they are expanding the categories to, clothes, to electronic item, PS5 games, televisions, everything. There are thousands of categories which you can available. So their purpose is quick, last minute app, Blinkit says that, okay? So what I'm saying is that there has to be a purpose to what you are doing. So brands need to, make sure that there is a purpose which is defined also. some of the examples I would have loved to ask you, can you give me any example of purpose-driven or any particular brand, specifically Indian, if you like the kind of advertising, the kind of brand they've built in, the kind of work which they talk about, whether it is purpose-driven or otherwise. Anybody wants to name any company which they genuinely like? Indian company. Just stand up and say, yaar, not murmur. Anybody? Okay. Anybody else? Any other brand? Amul? Which one? Why don't you stand up and say, yaar, come on. I know you just had lunch, but I guess, you need to stand up and answer. Okay, so Mahindra, Tata Motors, Amul. There are many others like, Hindustan Unilever's rural marketing. So, HUL with Heads and Shoulders. So I'll just give you a very small example. Head and Shoulders, the 1 rupee pouch, okay, was one of the finest initiatives, because कभी नहीं सोचा था कि शैम्पू रूरल एरिया में शैम्पू कौन लाएगा वही साबुन से आप कपड़े धोते उसी से नहा लेते थे दैट वाज द ट्रेंड लाइफ बॉय एट बेस्ट अगर आप लाइफ बॉय यूज कर रहे हो तो आपने बहुत आगे तक हो गए नहीं तो सो दे एक्चुअली सेड यार व्हाई कांट अ पर्सन इन अ रूरल एरिया वॉश इट विद अ हेड एंड शोल्डर ओके then they realized that it comes in a large bottle which costs 200 rupees 500 rupees nobody is going to spend that much they probably go to the Kiryana shop and buy 1 rupee ka de do. So they started that pouch. India was the first country where they started, and probably it's still available over 1 rupee ka, that small pouch-based thing. So that was a good brand innovation. That comes from brand insight. And that happens when you go out in the market and actually stand at the shop and understand the consumer. You cannot learn that in a classroom. I'm sorry to say that, or from the book. So best is, as a marketer, you need to be inquisitive. You need to be more, ask questions. आप किसी भी पान की दुकान पे या किसी किराना शॉप पे जाके खड़े हो जाएंगे 1 घंटे के अंदर, you will get more insight on brand, marketing and consumer than sitting in a classroom or reading a book. So please make it a habit if you are into brand or marketing or consumer studies to go to markets to look at what the consumer, how the consumer is behaving, And that is how you will get product ideas. That is how you will get new, innovative ideas to, bring on the product, etc. Then look at, Flipkart's innovative e-commerce. They completely changed the e-commerce side, though now they have been acquired by Walmart. But Flipkart was one of the early ones who would change from books to, any product. You can buy houses on Flipkart, cars on Flipkart, motorcycles on Flipkart. So look at that. Look at Zomato. So Zomato, if you look at their social media content, people will look and stop at look at their pages because they have very innovative and creative content which goes out. So that is the role of a marketer, that how you can get people to actually, stop at your page and look at it. Otherwise there are millions. What is so special of Zomato? They probably, do the same thing which Swiggy does or someone else does on food deliveries, etc. But the kind of creative content, moment marketing, the kind of, what Amul used to do. So they are doing it on social, very quirky, humorous kind of a thing which you then share. So content has to be shareable also. That is how you get virality. If you look at international companies, I already mentioned Apple. There's no saying about it. Look at Nike. Nike does great advertising. So what they've done is they never talk about their shoes. Okay, they talk about athletes who wear their shoes and become great. They are saying that, they are doing some great stuff. Serena Williams advertising for Nike is never about their shoe. You will never see the shoe also. You'll never feel where's the shoe. So they talk about the purpose of their shoe product which they build in. So that is the kind of creative thoughts you have to bring in if you're looking at, great marketing work or, any kind of product, whether it is a B2B product, IT product, or a consumer durable or a consumer FMCG product. If you look at Airbnb, Airbnb today does not own any of the assets, but it's much larger than even Hilton and Hyatt brand, without owning a single, asset. Uber. So these are innovative ideas. Somebody must have thought of it. Yeah? It was nothing. It just didn't come on offhand. So what I'm trying to say is that these kind of ideas you'll have to think if you're either going and working for a company or you are starting your own, companies. Because understand the need of the consumer and then probably, bring out a new product, a new service, etc. Uh, you know, uh, uh, Professor asked me, that why don't you talk about brand and anatomy? So I will take 5 minutes on that because I had put that post on my LinkedIn and he said that it will be good if you probably share that with the students. So, what happens is a brand has a life, okay? Brand is not just a dead thing. It is growing, it has its own nuance over a period of time, and the reason some brands are more successful than other brands is because of that. So look at Coca-Cola, for example, Today, Coke, only the brand, I'm not talking of the product and asset, is more valuable than the entire sales which it does. For a simple reason, because, if you are able to get that brand of Coca-Cola, the name right of trademark of this thing, and that has happened over a period of years. For example, Nike. So today, Nike, you wear a t-shirt, you will want to wear a Nike t-shirt very proudly, with a big swoosh here, where you flaunt it very well. You do not do that with action shoes, for example. Nothing against action shoes, but do you like to wear a brand which is written action or this thing? But Nike, Puma, Adidas, you are more flaunt it like, great, wow. Free advertising for these products, And you pay this for the same t-shirt 5 times more than a regular t-shirt, just because it's got the Nike. That's the power of the brand. So, brands have their own life and schedule. So if you look at, there is a purpose. So what you need to do is you have to actually define the purpose of your brand or your product or service which you're marketing. Because if you don't, then you are, one of the many hundreds and thousands of brands which are there. So you need to define the purpose right at the beginning, that this is the purpose which will serve, this product or service will serve to the consumer. Consumer को क्या चाहिए? So that is why आपको consumer को पढ़ना पड़ेगा, understand करना पड़ेगा, उसके insights को समझना पड़ेगा, and then bring out the product. That this is the purpose of my brand. Then typically you talk about the vision of the brand, that what is the vision of the brand. So you say that, this is where I want to see my company go over 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, kind of a thing. Because you want the consumers to actually start believing in your vision, that yes, this is the company I want to be associated with, because most younger generation now want to work or buy products of companies which have a purpose, which, are doing something good for the entire world, not just trying to sell their products. You also have to outline your strategy in terms of the mission that, I want to be the #1 company in the world or #1 companies in this segment. So these have to be defined on a regular basis beforehand, before you launch your product or brand. You have to have values to guide your decision. So value means, that I will not give substandard product to my consumer. I will not cheat the consumer. I will make sure that if there is a service issue or something in the product, then I will fulfill it in this kind of time. So that value are very, very important for any brand to have. So you need to have those value for the brand as well. Then you have to have a personality for the brand. That you're a fun brand, you're a serious brand, you're a brand which serves this purpose. So that personality you have to create for the brand, because that is how people will identify with your brand, There have to be consistent communication as well, so tonality of your communication. And there are companies which use humor, some people use seriousness. Some people use music, some people use, different kind of, but they're consistent in their communication across. And that is how, the brand gets identified. Also, visual and audio, like you must have seen ads which end with a slight tinkle, so you understand ki Airtel ka ad hai, or this is Google, or this is YouTube, or this is Paytm, or XYZ. So those are built over a period of time. So I think those are the things which you need to probably understand and, work on it. So why I'm talking of this is because, if you're able to master this or bring this out beforehand itself for the brand, you will probably understand your brand better. A lot of times what happens with younger marketers is that, they work on transactional basis. कि आज मेरे को ये कैंपेन करना है तो आज मेरे को ये ऑडियंस चाहिए इसमें करना है ऐसे करके हम बना लेते हैं एड एंड देन वील रिलीज इट एंड वील पुट अ लॉट ऑफ मनी बट प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू understand the personality of your brand, you're not able to understand what it stands for in the eyes of the consumer, you will never be able to build a successful brand. So I think there is a lot of research, a lot of understanding which goes when you are a brand marketer to build brands like Nike, Adidas, Apple, Google, etc. So this was something which I wanted to, because once you are able to do it, the consumer will have emotional connection with your brand. And that is very important. When we say cult brand, so anybody can name a couple of cult brands. Which brands do you say are cult brands? Any other brand? Which one? Okay, so, Apple, Nike, Harley Davidson, Royal Enfield, Amul, for example, in India. Pardon? Starbucks, probably. So yes, so, with these are the brands which become cult brands, and people, they actually define the category, So for example, at one point of time, Cafe Coffee Day defined, before even Starbucks came in. For coffee, and so if you look at it, I'll tell you for Starbucks, for example, Starbucks is more of a, reality company than a coffee company, because what they are doing is they are actually giving you space to come and sit. आप Starbucks में जाइए, they will never come and ask you कि आप बैठे क्यों हैं 3 घंटे, even if you don't order. Okay, they don't ask you, because they allow you to come and sit with your laptop and you can work. But you're occupying their table, you're occupying their air conditioning, and you're just sitting and working. Because they're creating that habit. Because ultimately, you will come, you will get someone else, you will bring the third person, you will get the fourth person, and that is how you're building the brand. So it's a reality company. It's not a coffee's incidental. You go sit with your friend, talk about it, and then probably you order a coffee. That is not the first thing कि मैं Starbucks की coffee पीने जा रहा हूँ, but when you do that, you pay $350 for a coffee, which you can get for 50 rupees otherwise. You get better filter coffee at home than at Starbucks. But you are going, because they've created that ambience for you to, so that is brand building, that is emotional connect which is there. You buy a Nike shoe, the same shoe you can buy much cheaper, but उसमें वो Nike का swoosh नहीं है. That's why you pay 10,000 rupees for Nike swoosh, essentially. So, that emotional connect over a period of time, consistency, quality products, etc., etc. So that that is why I say that the brand has a anatomy. These are things which consumers look at, and I think for each of the brand and services which you will probably work on, try and do that, and do that for yourself also. Because the personal brand is going to be very, very important. So there are 500 students. If I'm a recruiter and I say that everyone is reasonably good in studies and everybody, what are the things which I'll probably look at to choose between all of you, So what companies are doing is they will look at your social profiles today. Okay, they will go to your LinkedIn. They will look at even your Facebook and Instagram profile, because today, apart from your aptitude, which is, your attitude and your emotional quotient is absolutely important, okay? So I was telling Shalini and Shalin when we were coming from the airport that, what you need to do is that you have to build your personal brands. Also, apart from just doing your studies, please have a hobby, okay? Something apart from work, whether you're a student or when you will get into, a workforce or do something. Please have something which is unique to you. Because that will ignite that passion in you. Whether you write poetry, you sing, you play the guitar, you are a photographer, you like to cook, you like to, go and see wildlife, or you are a, bird expert or whatever. Please develop something which is beyond work. It will always help you. We talk of work-life balance, mental wellness, health and wellness has become very, very important buzzwords today because there is so much pressure, okay? So to keep yourself sane in your personal life, in your work life, please develop some hobbies, do something which is beyond what you do regularly, okay? And you are looking at so many incidents which are happening, and I'm sure you must have been reading about them. Those are unfortunate, but that is the reality of life. People are not able to cope up with their environment, and everyone has a different coping mechanism. Some people are more, hardy, some people are not. But that is how everyone is different from each other. But so you need to take care of yourself. Nobody is going to come and take care of you. Your company is not going to take care of you, because a lot of companies will write that we are doing this and we are doing that, but it is extremely difficult to understand what's going inside your head. Nobody can do that, only you can do that. So please try and, separate as much as possible from your work, from your, student life pressure, and try and do other things. That will also make you a better, well-rounded human being. Otherwise, one-dimensional human beings are very boring, at least for me, If somebody is just good at one thing, so big deal, So please be a more multi-dimensional person. It will help you in life later on. It will help you in coping with the stresses of life over a period of time and, make you a better human being. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of people would have talked about what are the new things which are coming in and what are some of the things which you need to know apart from what you're learning in your studies. It is extremely important, and if you do not, then your career and progress will be hampered. Okay, because these are things which companies are looking at, these are things which, and for any stream which you are doing, whether it's marketing, human resource, IT, operations, etc., etc. Please don't be afraid of artificial intelligence. Everybody talks of AI, it's a reality. Let me tell you, AI and machine learning is a reality today. Anything which you do, in any walk of life, AI is already a presence, has a presence, and it is going to increase over a period of time. It is not going to stop, it is going to increasingly. So if you don't know how to prompt a chat GPT, please learn that, okay, because it can help you. Because earlier, people were asking you to give an answer. Today, you need to know how to question AI. So that is a change. That is a huge change. Because आगे लोग question पूछते थे, अच्छा बताइए इसका क्या होता है? Now they will say, go and find out from AI how. So you need to prompt. So asking the right prompts is becoming extremely, is a skill today, okay? So please, and that's a basic level skill. Please do not be afraid of AI and machine learning. That is a way of life. By the time you hit the job market, you will need to have that skill. If you don't have, I would suggest if you're not learning, take a short-term course. There are free courses on Coursera, etc. I'm sure everybody does Coursera courses. Do things like these. Upskill yourself. Basic, if you are genuinely interested in it, then probably do bigger course on AI. It is extremely important, at least for the next 3 to 5 years. Then you never know, something else will come. so, so again, the second point is that you need to upskill yourself continuously. MBA degree is just the beginning, boss. It may get you a job. For your next promotion, you will have to upskill yourself. Because by the time you reach that next level, there'll be something else which has come in. You know, everybody in my time used to learn 5 Ps. There are bloody 11 Ps, there are 11 Cs, okay? Things have changed. Even Mr. Kotler in these new editions have added some more Ps, you know? So that is how it is. If you're not going to learn, then you're going to lose out. So please keep upskilling yourself. That's extremely important. And I will emphasize it again and again. Books can take you only this far, the current curriculum books. Please add on to your knowledge, and there are various resources available to you. Again, you know, augmented reality, virtual reality in your products is going to be, again, big thing. It's not really caught up for some reason, but for some industries, it is extremely important. So if you are into IT or operations or you know, those kind of fields, please study up AR and VR, etc., because that is going to be another skill which you should add on to your repertoire. You know, blockchain and crypto marketing, you know, so blockchain has been going on for some time, and most of the newer age stuff which you see is based on blockchain. Crypto is going to be huge. Probably even India is going to legalize that, and in the near future, I don't know. But crypto, etc., is going to be absolutely important and big, you know. Also, you know, 5G, 6G, edge computing, because see, everything today rests on these platforms. Okay, anything which you do digital is ultimately based on that SIM card which is there, okay, or the data. So if you want to, you know, take the next leap, then everything will sit on that. So you cannot do anything. All these apps go down the moment your SIM goes down. You're done, okay? If your phone gets lost today, half your life is gone. I'm sure probably if I ask you, you may only remember a couple of phone numbers, not beyond that. आपको शायद अपने पेरेंट्स या अपने बॉयफ्रेंड या गर्लफ्रेंड या someone, you know, close by का याद होगा, उसके अलावा आपको किसी का नंबर नहीं याद होगा, because you don't need to, because it's there on the phone. But once it goes, half your network is gone. You get alerts from Facebook कि आज आपके friend का birthday है. Tell me how many remember? Nobody. आपको Facebook prompt देता तो बोलते हो, oh good, wow, उसको birthday wish कर देते हैं. Correct? That's what it is. Earlier नहीं होता था, पहले आपको पता होता था किसका birthday कब है क्या. But today you remember only because of the prompts which these platforms give you. So I'm saying that very important, you know, everything is going to be based on these networks. So if you understand, if you're a techie, great field to be actually working on. If you want to build any app, etc., on top of it, you will need, you know, because the phone number is your unique identity today. You know, everything happens on phone numbers identity. आपकी email से भी नहीं है, it's on the phone. How much time do I have? 10 minutes, okay. Somebody was saying, बहुत हो गया जाइए. So, so I'll just take another 5 minutes and then I'll open it up for 5 minutes for questions, if you have any. You know, some of the things I've already mentioned that you should probably look at beyond your regular work which you're doing. One is always be adaptable. Okay, when you will go into a workforce, please stay agile, be adaptable. Because आपको लगता है कि because you have to work in a team, you have to work in a non-linear, you know, atmosphere. You have to adapt yourself to the situation you are in. That is one of the biggest traits if you want to be successful in your career. And not only career, even in your life. Okay, you need to adapt to the circumstance, to the situation you are in. So please keep an open mind, be adaptable. be open to change, because life is all about movement and changes every second. You cannot say that I will only do this and I'll only be like this. It will, change every moment of time. So please do that. As I said, that if you can develop data and analytic skills, etc., very important. Logic thinking, even if you're not from a tech background, it's there are courses, there are books, etc. So please look at that, because everything based on computing is based on logic. So that logical thinking, to a little extent, will always help you. So please do that. Uh, Focus on storytelling. You must have heard that, everything is about storytelling, gamification. There are ways of saying things in a very simple, straightforward sentence, but people don't look at that. People want, and most of the best brands, whether individual brands or corporate brands, are based on storytelling. Look at anyone, Apple, Google, Amul, Nike. Everybody tells a story when they talk about it, and people remember those stories. So even when you write any post or this thing, it also helps you develop a emotional connect with the other person or your audience. Uh, Prioritize sustainability. Social responsibility is very important. Purpose-driven brands are always will do well. They will have a larger longevity of life. So that is extremely important, that the purpose is defined for any organization, any brand. I've already said build strong relationships and networks. Networking is your net worth today. And please build that. Some people tell me that we are introverts, we cannot do that. But, I feel that you can still be introvert, but a certain portion of your time you have to still give to, develop your network, because that will hold you in good stead over a period of time. Upskilling every time, because the way technology is changing is so fast that if you're not, then you will get left behind. That is the truth of it. Last two lines, because ultimately, you all want to become good leaders. Your parents, you yourself are investing so much time, effort, and money in studying, becoming a better person. But ultimately, you want to become a leader, whether you want to work, whether you want to start your own company, or do anything in life. So, get accustomed to emotional intelligence, Read about it, try and develop. Some people come with a better emotional intelligence than others. You can always develop it or learn about it, so please do that. Look at effective communication, extremely important in today's life. I was again talking to some of the people here that in today's world, communication is extremely important, especially if you want to become a good leader. If you cannot express yourself, if you cannot talk to people or hold a conversation, you will lose out. Today, people look at effective, whether वो किसी भी language में हो, हिंदी में हो, अपनी regional language में हो, English में हो, but unfortunately, English is the language of businesses. So please try and learn that. It will always hold you in good stead, whether you're a customer-facing role or a back-end role. Again, I said integrity, accountability, extremely important, because you can go that far by talking about false things or not being truthful, but integrity is extremely important both in your personal life and your professional life. So in conclusion, what I would say is that I wish you all the best, and you are at a wonderful institute, and I hope that what you're learning you take away and use it for the betterment of the society and what you do, whether it's a job role or you start your own organization. Thank you. I'll open it for some questions if anybody has questions. Any questions, I'm happy to take,
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Vidhi Pathak. My question is, you mentioned the importance of authenticity, but with so many differencing perspectives influencing us, especially young people or Gen Z, it can be challenging to remain grounded and stick to our core values. So could you share some advice from your experience on how can we maintain our authenticity?
So, one of the things which I've said earlier was that there is going to be a lot of noise around you, and you will be influenced by many, many sides, your own parents, your own friends, your own peer circle, and what you see and hear on digital channels, etc., etc. So I think the best thing is to, do a critical analysis of what is being said to you, and then take an informed decision. Your decision may not be correct always. There will be times when you will make a wrong decision, but the idea is that, if you only get influenced because someone is saying, because somebody is elder to you, or somebody is supposedly more knowledgeable to you, or an expert, I would suggest that please do read up if you are confused. That, no, I have this conflicting view that whether it is right, not right, should I do it, not do it. Please develop that peer network where you feel comfortable in sharing these kind of thoughts, and probably understand, and then probably take a call. So it's a very difficult thing to do, And in my experience, not always you're right. You will take a wrong decision as well. But, then that is how you learn actually. So please do critical analysis thinking, and then probably take a call on this.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. My name is Pranav Maheshwari. I am seniors. My name is Pranav Maheshwari, seniors operations and supply chain management specialization. So, my question is, sir, that recently it has been discovered that electric vehicles are more harmful for the environment, like disposing of their batteries is consuming more carbon footprints. So how do you plan your next marketing campaign to showcase your products in a more sustainable manner, and how do you showcase that your products are still sustainable?
So so this is an industry-wide issue where people are saying that, the disposal of lithium-ion batteries is creating more, issues than solving it. But let me tell you that, companies are not just disposing of lithium-ion batteries just like that. There are companies who actually pick up these batteries and dispose it safely. So again, as I said, that there is a lot of myth which is there, like people are saying that, electric vehicles are not that good at solving the pollution problem, because most of the electricity which is generated from coal-fired plants. So you're doing more pollution. But please understand, in India, that is a typical issue because most of the electricity comes from coal-fired plants. But coal-fired plants are not in the cities. They are in the hinterlands right now. And what electric vehicles are doing is that there is no tailpipe emission. And most of the issue of pollution in the larger cities or in our urban areas is tailpipe emission. About 30 to 40% of pollution in the cities is from automobile pollution, which is tailpipe pollution. So they're completely, if not completely, at least 95%, 99% they're removing when you're on an electric vehicle. But there is a lot of work which is happening on disposal, etc. In fact, lithium-ion batteries, the benefit is that once they are not fit for automobile use, they are actually being sent for stationary purposes. Stationary usage is like a UPS, for example, so the life of lithium-ion battery can be as high as 15 years. So 5, 7, 8 years for automotive use, and then it can go into stationary use. So for example, one of the use cases which is coming up is lithium-ion batteries being used for cell towers. Right now, a lot of cell towers run on diesel gensets because they need 24/7 connectivity. So they are removing gensets which are polluting, noise is there, vibration is there, by lithium-ion batteries. So, there are a lot many usages, so it's not absolutely true. It's true to a certain extent. There may be some issues here and there, but both the government and private companies both are working on making sure that, lithium is, and metal is extracted before, they're disposed of. those cases. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. So my name is Kunal from senior batch, Operation and Supply Chain Management. So my question is that which strategy right now electric is using? Is it push strategy or pull strategy?
Can you come again, the last one?
Strategy or pull strategy? Push or pull?
So, both kind of strategies are being used for different campaigns, okay? Right now, push is used more for a simple reason: we are a new industry. Most people still prefer to buy petrol vehicles, petrol two-wheelers. There are 1.7 crore two-wheelers which are sold every year, out of which 6% are electric. So the market share for electric vehicles in two-wheelers is very small right now. So we really have to, make sure that we educate the customer, we tell them about the benefits of electric vehicles, etc. So that forms a part of our, strategy for all the EV manufacturers. But there are also strategies which are, as you said, pull strategies, especially, during festives when a lot of buying happens, that time, a lot of companies will give a special offer, discount, free insurance or etc. etc. So depending on what the objective is, companies use both tactical and strategic initiatives and marketing processes at different times.
So I want to add on, is the forecast demand accurate to current situation? Is the forecast demand accurate for the current situation? Forecast demand, sir. Is the forecast demand accurate for current situation?
So, for electric two-wheelers right now, the demand side is not a problem. The supply side is more of a problem because there is a lot of, government regulation that you need to localize. And when you localize, the companies, the ancillary companies which make parts, etc., are not geared up in that large a number to give you, enough supply. So we have a supply issue more than the demand side, because demand is there. It may not be as high as we had envisaged over a period of time, but we are reaching there. So demand is not too much of a problem. Supply side is a more of a challenge right now for companies. Thank you. Anybody else? Or,
Good evening, sir. My name is Taranshu Patnaik from TM Operations Supply Chain Senior Batch. Sir, about electric two-wheeler companies, after-sales service is very important. And recently, there's one company, Ola Electric, has got 80,000 complaints for not great after-sales service. So for this reason, how companies can able to improve the after-sales service?
so yes, for automobiles, after-sale service is as important as pre-sales or during the sales, because the ownership is for 5 years, 7 years. For most of the people who buy these automobiles, whether it's two-wheelers or four-wheelers, that is the second biggest purchase in your life after your house, probably. So it's very important. So I will not comment on what the issue is with one company. I think that challenge is there for every automobile company or electric, especially in the electric field. So I think, companies are ramping up their service stations, making sure that the number of service stations is increased to a level of how the sales is happening. Also, what challenge companies are facing is that enough testing of products is not happening before putting it out in the market. That is the reason so much failure is happening. There is a acceptable failure rate, but the failure rate is exceptionally high in electric right now. So I think most companies are working on ensuring that R&D, engineering, and pre-testing is done before these products are sent out in the field to make sure that the number of complaints come down.
So one more question is, some of the electric vehicles now are adopting LFP batteries over lithium-ion batteries. So is it lithium phosphate batteries are
Which one? Which phosphate batteries?
Lithium phosphate battery.
So, different chemistries are used in different, you have nickel cadmium, you have lithium phosphate. So every chemistry has a different usage and a benefit. Today, LFPs are being used more because one, they are lighter, okay? Uh, Plus the thermal runaway is much better in, so thermal runaway is that it can withstand heat, etc. And the issue of batteries catching fire gets minimized in these batteries. So LFP right now are better, but I think the battery technology is changing very fast. There are new technologies, new chemistries coming up, solid state, sodium, etc. is worked on. So I think you will see a lot of stuff happening on the battery side. Yeah. Thanks.
Friends, this will be the last question.
Hello, sir. So, my name is Prasanna. I am an MCA student from computer science. So, my question is, as you have told that data science is means understanding data is very important in today's world. So, how can we understand data in a very short period of time as we are involved in our academics also?
No, I think, one of the important things of data is that you need to understand what is the inference you want to take out from the data. Because companies are collecting so much data today that half of the data is unusable. Companies don't know what to do with the data, okay? So you need to understand before you actually collect data, what you are going to do with the data. Then only you will ask the right questions, What is the point of asking somebody's birthday if you're not going to wish them? I'm coming from the company's perspective. That adds a field कि यार उसका birthday भी ले लो, उसकी anniversary भी ले लो, उससे ये भी पूछ लो आप scooter चलाते हो या car चलाते हो, उसका करोगे क्या आप? What are you going to? So a lot of time companies don't realize. So before you actually collect data, you should know what you are going to do with the data. So please ask those kind of questions, and once you know, then the answer to your question is very simple. That if you know that I'm getting this kind of a data, this is the inference I'm going to take out from the data and use it for my business purpose or to better my services or product. So that is how it should be done. Unfortunately, it has not been done that way. Okay, but that is the role of data analytics. As I said, is very, very important in today's world because you're collecting huge amount of data. And the only way people are using is monetizing it by selling the data or something, which is going to stop because the new rules which are coming. You cannot do that. You have to take permission every time for taking somebody's data. Every time. Okay? Consent बोलते हैं ना, वो consent आपको इसमें भी लेना पड़ेगा every time. So, and even if I have given a consent to you, you cannot take that consent as an overarching consent. The next time, I can tell you, no, please remove me. So those rules are going to come. So it's very important that this data thing is going to become extremely important for us. All right, thank you so much. You done?
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Rajkiran Pun, sir, Professor BITM, to felicitate guest with token of appreciation.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Professor Rajkiran Punt, sir, to put forward the vote of thanks.
So last leg of the event, so even if you are bored, please listen to me carefully. So good evening, everyone. Thank you. It is with immense gratitude that I stand before you today at the close of this remarkable two-day conclave, Anweshanam 3.0. This event centered around the theme, Futuristic Trends and Challenges to B-School, has been an incredible journey of learning, collaboration, and visionary discussions. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed chief guests and speakers who have graced us with their presence and share their valuable insights. Your wisdom and perspectives on the future of business education will inspire us for years to come, sir. My special thanks to Manu Kumar, sir, for driving out time from his busy schedule and visiting our campus for the second time. I already requested him to be a part of our university and keep guiding our students because he's a guru of marketing. He delivers addresses on marketing, various aspects of marketing at various renowned institutions all across the country. So, sir, special thanks to you for driving out time and visiting our institute this year also. My special thanks to our Honorable Chancellor, sir, Professor Paramanandan Balasubramaniam, sir. Under his leadership, this university is growing and shining. I thank Honorable VC, sir, deans, directors, faculty members for their guidance and overwhelming support for this conclave. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the Student Organizing Committee and faculty members of Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, Pune, convener of this event, and my friend, Dr. Ritika Singh ma'am, organizing faculty members, Dr. Nilesh Kharche sir, Dr. Neelam Upasni ma'am, Dr. Subhashish Sen sir, Dr. Sri Prasad Kulkarni sir, Dr. Faruqi sir, Dr. Abha Kanaria ma'am, Professor Arvind sir, Dr. Santosh Gavai sir, Dr. Ranjit Singh Rajput sir, Dr. Anjana ma'am, and Professor Prahlad Kumar sir. My special thanks to student organizers of this event, Siddhu and Ashu, as we call them, Mr. Siddhesh Abhanga and Mr. Ashutosh Pandit, and all student coordinators and volunteers, those work day and night to make this conclave a success. Your hard work and dedication in bringing this event to life, ensuring its smooth execution, and curating a stellar lineup of discussion have truly been backbone for this event. Thank you for your unwavering commitment. How can I forget our respected Deputy Director, Dr. Rajeshwari Patil ma'am, whose design thinking mindset and attention to minute details made this conclave a profound success. Words cannot describe the mind, efforts, and time dedicated by our respected Director, Dr. Sanjeet Kumar Das sir, in his conceptualizing and executing this conclave with a prime objective of creating more and more opportunities for you, all student managers. A special thanks to all student, attendees, and participants without whom this event wouldn't have been possible. Your enthusiasm and engagement in every session have added immense value to the dialogue, making Anweshanam 3.0 a truly interactive and enriching experience. As we close Anweshanam 3.0, let's take the idea we have gathered here, the connections we have made, and the challenges we have explored, and we use them as a foundation for building the future of business education. Thank you once again, and I wish you all success in your endeavor. Once again, thank you, and have a great evening. Thank you so much, all of you. I request all the faculty members and student volunteers to come up.